Okay, so we got a time bank over here, and there go the tendrils, and they're in red in this instance, and there goes the microwave grid in blue, and there's this green cloud. Computers now people even talk about clouds of information. I think I know what they're going for. Okay, gas. Our bodies, we got a little blue stick figure over here. So let's give that blue stick figure a chance to be focused upon. Okay, there he is, surrounded by yellow. And here we got something that has to do with time. Now, what does it have to do with? Well, we got the time bank clock up here. Okay, so we're going to get down with the brown and point up to the red, and like I said, that is the time bank. So it's where time is or now. It's sometimes harder for them to keep up with the ventriloquist because there's something more individuating about ventriloquism. So we got the time bank, and time, there's emotions. So let's call them a bright green. Nice place to start, like spring. So there's this emotional part of the time bank. And so the kind of nanochips, if they're red nanochips, or they're blue nanochip wavelengths, there's a bazillion infinite different ways you can play with the time bank. Now, is it in the hands of really groovy people? No, it's mostly on sort of like early attempts at flight, all the way up to, say, the British Comet. Wow, man, it's so cool. Our jet engines are trapped inside the wings, and that's good. And then, okay, so early attempts at flight. So we got an emotional bank too. So if someone goes up and so they dip their little nanochipness, okay, let's say they got a blue nanochipness, and it's in their little yellow hive, and so it goes up and they send their yellow personae up with their blue nanochipness, and there's both time and there's emotions. Now they're all trapped at the speed of light. Light is so slow that it can't even travel like to the sun and back, and like a soul can instantly with the sun, because we're created to be infinite on our own. Human beings are way powerful. Ask stuff like uranium. You think uranium is powerful? It's like, here they come, man. I hope I'm a bomb at least instead of like a nuclear reactor. Well, anyway, okay, time and emotions, vibes. Okay, so there's an emotional vibe bank too. And from what I can tell, the people who are tormenting us are trying to get an inside track, just like what if little weird people noticed they were all going to a buffet and they decided to get like way beyond not kosher with the buffet, okay? So like kosher's cool, but technically some kind of way pervasive truths about there's probably a way better pork chop sandwich out there than an irradiated matzah. Although high quality matzah, this is not a fake smile when I think about a high quality matzah. All right, so vibe bank, time bank. Now this is out there now. In some ways, we do it ourselves. We breathe gas. We have thoughts. All of a sudden, I just got some oxygen in. You'd be surprised what you can do with that gas. It's like, golly. Well, and then then also have emotions, and wow, my body, I just had a kind of an erotic one, but that's, anyway, so you can see that having banks of emotions and gas, and this is where plastics and plastics factories, if you go back on my site, Oscar 211010, there's a lot about plastics and microwaves. Plastics emit gas, they're solid, and they're fluid, just like us. Oh, and unite them with microwaves, and they become more and more like us. So here's like one school that is free insofar as you can afford one of these things. Now, it used to be if there were, say, there was only 1,000,000 Model Ts in the world, that the only way you could talk to each other was to go from town to town 10 miles and spread the word. But you were up against something like a bad Model T factory that was polluting everything. Who would know the difference? But if enough people had Model Ts, and the idea was they were just sharing what the Model T could do, well, it's a weak and but it's a legitimately improbed idea. We all got the basis right now to communicate and have the power of Stanford University without the tuition, and not to destroy Stanford University. My idea on the military-industrial complex is to pay them to be good. My idea on teacher education morass or quagmire, pay them off to leave our kids alone. More on these ideas later. 021, Oscar 21, 1010.